All right, Bluenose, how's it going?
Straight, bro. What's up with it, my man?
Man, glad to have you here.
Yes, sir.
So, we'll just kind of go through your whole story and get to know you a little bit better for the people who might not know. I don't think you've really did any official interviews yet.
Mm-mm.
So, for the people who might not know, can you tell them a little bit about yourself? Where'd you grow up and what it was like for you?
So yeah, bro. Everybody calls me Blue Nose. You know what I'm saying? All over. I got a few different names, but Blue Nose. Shit. Originally, I grew up in the South, bro. So the first, you know, 13, 14 years of my life, we was down in the Carolinas, man, and you know, in that time being though, we had a lot of people out west or whatnot. So it was kind of like we always had that connection. It's sort of, with the music and all the hood business and all that. But yeah, man, we just made everything make sense after a while. So, you know, originally being from the South and shit like that, but then later on, the West Coast became like my home away from home. So yeah, man, I just be everywhere now.
Did you move out here? You moved out here, I take it.
I'll be back and forth. So I got a little spot out here. I got a spot in the South, and I'll be out in Utah too. So I'll be all over the place, bro. But pretty consistently out here in South Carolina.
Okay. So, how did you get involved in the streets
South Carolina or in general, just period.
in general?
In general, just growing up in the hood. Like I grew up in you know what I'm saying, in South Carolina and Columbia, bro. And majority of Columbia, it's just like that. So, where I grew
Oh,
up,
so there's the hoods over there too. Before they got Crips
yeah,
and everything.
yeah, everything's everywhere these days, bro. Yeah, yeah. It's like
Okay.
shit. You know how back in the day, shit, everything hit New York and came down. You know what I'm saying? Not us, but like other. You know what I'm saying? Other. They hit New York, went down south, hit everywhere from Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, all that. So we was just kind of in the midst of that, and I was like more a part of like the resistance though, because not for the gangbanging, but for what was around my area. Because I grew up in a neighborhood when I was a little kid. Like my side was more like predominantly Bloods and shit like that. But it was my generation, me specifically, that kind of made a change on that for my neighborhood. So yeah, I would try to say that without saying too much. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys were like the only Crip hood or one of the only Crip
Mm-mm.
hoods?
Nah, we had other ones. Yeah, it was other, you had everybody, a little bit of everything, to be real. A lot of LA hoods spilled down there back in the late 80s and 90s. So you had everything, bro. Like kitchen Crips and Rollin 60s, 90s, Hoovers, 8 trays, everybody. So, neighborhood wise, it was 60s and 90s first. You know what I'm saying? You had like rolling 20s down there too, 30s, all that. And then the 40s came later. So that was more like within the last 2 decades type thing.
Okay. So at what point do you start rapping?
Shit, probably like 8, 9 years old. I started rapping. I had a cousin that rapped. My brother rapped. Everybody around me was doing it. Homies in the hood. I started making music too. And then by the time I was, I think between 10 and 12, I made my first couple songs and just kind of seeing like, yeah, this is what it is. So I'm gonna keep doing this. And it's like one of them things I was on the back burner though. And then, you know, last, 5, 6 years, and it's just been time to lock in. So all the homies right now, especially from the 40s, we just all doing our shit. So, it's like now or never type shit. We got the light on us. Yeah, shit, show what we doing type shit.
Okay. So at what point did you officially jump off the porch?
Man, I don't know. I couldn't even put a number on it because I was a baby, bro. Like, I got songs talking about it, being 5, 6 years old, throwing up the same signs. And I really do got pictures of me, bro, back in the day, little ass kid, and just being banged out. And that's just the only thing that I was looking forward to do. And it's not the only thing that I was doing. I wasn't limited to that, you know what I mean? Like, I was an athlete growing up too. But yeah, bro, like, I was just always involved, you know what I mean? From a baby. Like, I just grew up in it. So,
So your family?
nah, not so much I got family that was, but, my, like, parent wise, nah, my parents, they did their own thing. Uh, yeah, nah, I had some just regular parents that wasn't really involved in that life. My dad, kind of was more when he was younger, but nothing like I am. You know what I mean? They was completely different. You know what I mean? So, like I grew up, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm in a black neighborhood. I was raised there, but you know what I'm saying? I was only Italian out there. You know what I mean? I'm like predominantly mixed with like Italian, French, like Cajun heritage and all that shit. So, it's a little bit different, but that's what it was for me. Everybody around me was doing what it was, and like for me, it was like kind of the generation before me to me is where that the big change happened because the neighborhood was different where I was at. Where we're at in South Carolina is like Killian Park area, you know what I mean? And that's like over there off 555, Farrell Road and shit like that. So, you got us right there. And then you go over to like, 2-3 miles, you got Greenview, you know what I'm saying, the 90s over there. So we call like this little area like little LA because, it's kind of staggered, like kind of how it is out there. So shit, it's kind of like it was inevitable, it just happened that way, bro, because everything going on and everybody was already on board with that shit. So yeah, nah, I mean, just kind of just happened that way, I guess.
What is school like for you?
What was school like?
Were you getting in trouble? Did you get in trouble? Did you ever get arrested during those
Yeah,
times?
I mean, throughout my childhood, I was, arrested a lot, bro. Like, but it wasn't never nothing serious. Not like I was like being put away for, extensive periods of time or nothing like that. It was more just like them trying to like get me off the streets type shit, or, picking me up all the time as a kid and taking me to the crib, like get your badass son. You know what I'm saying? Because he just out here acting crazy again, bro. 12 years old, bro, getting caught with stupid shit. And, but it's like the police in the South is a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? A little bit different. Opposed to like, how it is out here in LA. And, it's a little bit different. But down there, it's like everybody know everybody. It's more small town. So like the police might know you. It's not like y'all got this relationship, but like they so used to you type shit. You just a badass kid on the hood. They used to it. So, I dealt with a lot of bullshit growing up, trouble in school, getting kicked out of this one, going to this one, or whatever the case, for sure.
Okay. At some point, you were just a normal kid going to school. And then at some point, you're not a normal kid going to school. So are the politics over there really, like you get to school and everybody's on something with you, or, what's that like for you?
I mean, yeah, I feel like elementary and middle school, well, now I'll say this, elementary school, obviously, like, just like anywhere, it's just what it is. Like, you got everybody that's young, that's got older brothers doing this and that, everybody's looking up to somebody. But yeah, nah, bro, like, where I went to school for elementary school, it was like, that was that point where everybody's meeting, you know what I'm saying? And then middle school comes and it's like, everybody separates, high school comes, everybody's kind of brought back together. So it's like, I remember him from back in the day, and then y'all meet again, and he's on some other shit. Like he's over here doing this and I'm from over here now. So, it's different, blah, blah, blah. So, it kind of causes static. So by the time high school came around, like it really was already kicking off. And low key was before that. Like even in middle school, bro, like we had been already like knee deep in the bullshit. So you already know, like kids at the skating ring, that's where it started. So once we started hitting that skating ring, I said that in a song too recently, talking about been banged out since Skateland, bro. Skateland was a spot for us down there. So that's kind of where it started. Like, that's where the young little Bloods and the Crips and, the Hoovers, all these guys, they would meet up at the skating ring, and then, we ended up duking it out, and it kind of went from there and spilled into the school shit too. So yeah, by the time we got to high school, everybody was just kind of like active and on each other's ass type shit, low key.
Okay. Now, you're going to school. What's your family life like?
Well, shit. I mean, I grew up poor, to be real. I ain't have shit growing up, came from one of them guys in the hood, grew up just like anybody else poor, sharing outfits and clothes and shoes, with the homies, all that. Yeah, man, I ain't really have shit, but
You the only white dude from your hood?
yeah.
Or at least over there?
Yeah. I mean, it was like maybe one or two other white families in the whole neighborhood, but like as far as like outside, yeah, for sure. It was just me and, all the little homies you see with me in my videos over there, or if I bring them out here, like, yeah, I bred them, you know what I mean? Like, since they like my kids, man. So you just like, I'll be joking about it, like, the white boy ran the whole hood type shit, because, it was just really like that, bro. Like, I had that passion since I was hella young. So when it came time to like really jump up in the water, I was already ready. So I did what I had to do, just got my respect as who I was and, how I am type shit. So, but
Okay.
it brought me a long way, bro, for sure.
When did you get your first tattoo?
Like, period was probably the little one on my shoulder. I got my mom and shit. Well, I'm gonna be real. So now my first tat was an L, and the L stood for, it was supposed to be Loke, because I was supposed to get Loke going down my arm. But I was I was a little kid. I ain't had no money. I got to the tattoo dude, and I was like, how much for the tattoos? Bro said $20 a letter. I said, I only brought $20. You know what I mean? I was supposed to get the Loke, and you know what I mean? So I ended up only getting the L and shit. And I told my mom it was for her because I was only like 12. So, I didn't want her to trip on me. And I told her that. And then she, once I seen like she let it go after a few weeks, you know how that go. It's like, oh, you can get away with a little something. So you start doing more, and you already know. So after that, it was like bink, 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 every other week down there, I was like getting something new. So by the time 15, 16, like, yeah, I was tatted up. Anybody, in the South, they'll tell you, bro, for sure, like Westwood, Blythewood, any of that. You know what I mean? They'll tell you. I was young and already tatted up and shit. You know, even on the face for sure.
Now, growing up, or even as you get older, do you graduate from high school?
I didn't graduate. I was kind of put into a fucked up situation with high school, to be real, because of me being back and forth. And I went out west one time, earned a bunch of credits, and I went back to the south and tried to continue my schooling. And they said it ain't the same type of class, you know what I mean? So they couldn't account for those credits. So they wanted to make me start all the way over from where I was before I left. And I was like, hell no. So essentially, I just ended up enjoying my high school career. It was like, fuck that, have fun, you know what I mean, with who I was around type shit, and enjoy the moment. And after that ended, I just went and got my GED, continued like that, to be real. Kind of was my game plan from the jump once I seen all that going on.
Now, you get your GED. Do you get a real job? Do you ever get a real job?
Yeah, I worked some real jobs for sure. We had a family company growing up. My pops used to work for this little Italian flooring company called Troncos. And then after that, he started his own shit. Had me and my brother working for him, couple cousins and homies from the hood, working for my pops, and doing what we could. And that shit kind of went down a little bit too. And then, everybody resorted to doing their own thing. So it was on the block hustling, or, you know what I'm saying, getting a job. Had a couple, solid jobs over the years and shit. So, for sure.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. So, what all do you have tattooed on your face?
Wow, you know where to start, bro. Shit.
You got the LA.
Yeah, so this is actually the LA's little LA. While it does like show my loves to my roots here, it's like it actually says little LA, which is, like I was saying, it's kind of like the nickname of where we at in the South because of the shit we got going on out here though. So, essentially kind of it's connected to each other. So it's little LA for where we at down there in the South, but it's also, because this is my home away from home. So.
Okay.
But besides that, I got all type of shit, bro. Got the Carolinas, you know what I mean? Got the little Italian shit blasted, because a lot of people like confuse me, you know what I mean? For like being like a Mexican descent, or like people be thinking you Mexican or white Mexican or something. I'm like, nah, had to break it down, bro. So being flamboyant at that.
What's that Italian thing? What is it?
I got Italy right here, and then I got Capo right here, and then just a little Italian cross with the colors.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I thought you was Mexican too, man.
Yeah, no,
I've
it's
seen the
lot of people say
Italian
that.
colors are the same.
Same flag, just Mexico got that
colors.
eagle on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. We got the F.
Yeah, over here got the got the Marlins. You know what I'm saying? I got Omerta. Got the trophy. You know what I'm saying? Cause your boy one of them. Goddamn. Yeah, bro. I just put the shit that it's like when I was young, I already knew my gonna try to hit me up and be extra'd out just because of how it looks. So it was like, I'm gonna put it right there. Bam. You know what I mean? You ain't even gotta ask. And if you do, we go from there, bro.
Okay. So, did you ever have to go to jail? What's jail like over there?
I ain't never did no crazy biz, but I done been in and out. Over there in South Carolina, I was more younger, you feel me? So it was like more like little just detention shit. You be there for a little bit, get picked up by your parents. Like it ain't serious. But now I ain't gonna act like it like it's easy, you know what I'm saying? Because like they be over there extra'd out too. Jail is jail anywhere. And in the South, bro, it's hot, it's humid, you know what I mean? Like be hot in two different ways, you know what I mean? So like it's always like a bad turnout. But I've actually been in on the West Coast more. Like I got locked up in Utah a few times, out here once, you know what I'm saying? But nothing stupid, you know what I'm saying? Just little petty shit here and there for the most part.
You run into any of your ops when you're locked up?
Honestly, for me, the only time was once, bro. I got locked up in Utah. I don't know bro name, but he was just from, you know what I'm saying, the opposition side. And it wasn't even really like a clique that we, directly beef with. It was just more like gang to gang. We don't really see eye to eye, and you know how that goes. So we ran into each other and shit. And I try to give bro the business, and you just do what I do. Like, what's up? Let's get down. And bro was more on some like, oh nah, we'll catch each other on the outside. And I was like, we can get it right here. But bro definitely ducked that fade. I wish I knew bro name. I say it right now, but.
Okay, now how do you end up connecting with, your homies over here on the West Coast?
The way we got connected, bro, like it's like I said, it was inevitable to happen just because of how everybody was in the South. Everybody was already like on board with what was going on out there because that shit had already been happening over there. So basically, to make a long story short, I ended up finding out that I had sisters on the West Coast when I was like 14. And I didn't even know about it, like, to be honest, like that. My pops was like, I'm gonna go be in that life if you want to go meet them type shit. So, I slid out here to meet them, and I liked it. So I started coming back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Ended up having kids, you know what I'm saying, with two different girls out here on the West Coast. So, that's what kind of like got me to be out here. But even before that, you know what I'm saying, I had a big bro whose name I ain't gonna mention, you know what I mean, because I don't no more, but that's who introduced me to the hood. And you know what I'm saying, on this side I'd already been doing it, you feel me, like we already been doing it down there, but you know, just kind of made things happen. So I took it upon myself as a little ass kid to just kind of hit the West Coast and start making it make sense, bro, like plugging in with people. We already had people going down there though too from the West Coast, so you know, reputables going down there with us and shit, and us coming out there with them. So
Now, I've heard like say in Texas, man, like I know like the Hoovers and the 60s and neighborhoods get along in Texas. You know, what's it like? Do you guys share the same ops over there as over here? Or
yeah,
like what's the
see with us, I see this is a perfect thing to bring up, because like I ain't gonna be one of them guys try to use that shit, like, you know what I'm saying, that's, oh yeah, they'll go listen to this, but for real, the next shit I'm dropping, bro, like that's exactly what I'm talking about, is this right here. Because like my next verse I'm spitting is literally about this, like just how it came about and how over here be doing it different, and I feel like it's kind of going against the grain. Us personally, bro, in the South, in South Carolina, you know what I'm saying, like I wasn't having that shit, bro. I get it, that, you know, the Hoovers are real big in Texas along with the neighborhoods, but my thing is this is just my theory. People who banging these like addresses that originated in California on the other side of the map, it's like I get how that happens and comes about because I'm a part of it. But it's like, if you gonna go completely against the rules and regulations, you might as well start your own shit, bro. You know what I mean? Like do your shit over there how y'all do it. That's like my opinion. You know what I mean? Because it's rules and regulations that come with these different cards, and if you're not gonna operate how that go, then there ain't no point in being a part of it. Just do some shit, start some shit over there in Texas. You know, Texas Crip, or you know, Carolina such and such Crip, whatever the, you know, like start your own shit. But you know, everybody got their own thing and it'd be different. You know what I'm saying? Us specifically, yeah, like, you know, I won't say too much, but keep a tight ship, bro. Like, you know, we run shit different. You know what I'm saying? And the homies that really like beyond that and that matter, or somebody or reputables from their hood, like we all with each other and know each other. So, you know. But yeah, nah, we don't do that. Just to make to answer it summed up, we don't do that. We don't really with anybody like that, bro. We keep it kind of inside the circle for sure.
what do you think was like the wildest situation that you can talk about that you went through growing up? Or even as an adult?
I don't know, bro. I feel like every week is something new. So it would be so impossible to even pinpoint something. You know, been through a lot of traumatizing shit growing up as a kid, bro. You know, I watched my brother almost get murdered in front of me. You know, I lost my other little brother. He was from the hood too. Yeah, bro, it was a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? I lost a little homie, you know, recently. You know what I mean? FIP to, you know what I'm saying? Little Yak, bro. Bro was only 18 years old, and, you know, was just out there in Utah like a year ago, bro, give or take. And, you know, bro got smoked out there and shit. And he was young, so that was traumatizing for a lot of the younger homies. And but yeah, that shit like that, you know, it comes with it and it's normal. It ain't, but it is, you know, unfortunately. So yeah, bro, like shit, like it's just always something, man. So I couldn't even pinpoint something.
What's like your worst fight that you ever been into?
Worst fight?
Like your worst fight with one of your ops out there.
Okay. Let me think if I can think of bro name, cause he's still alive. Bro was from Five Deuce Hoover. It was down in South Carolina. We got into it at the park, and I kind of knew what it was, cause like with me, bro, like, you know, I ain't gonna sugarcoat, bro. Like I grew up like training and shit. Like I was, you know, teaching combat since a young age. I was a black belt, you know what I mean? So like, I still am. I'm a 4th degree black belt. So it's like I was always really like that, you know what I mean, on a physical sense. But anyways, I kind of knew what it was and how it was about to go. So I kind of gave Cuz the warning, you know what I mean? Like da-da-da. Like, look, bro, I'm just going to let you know right now, whatever. I kind of felt bad for bro, to be real, but he still got up in there with me. I squabbled Cuz down 2-3 times. He got up. And the 3rd time, I got tired of it. So I grabbed bro and I picked him up. And I remember slamming him on his head. And I thought I had killed bro at first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I real talk thought I killed him, because he kind of went into like a little seizure. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it was some weird shit. But yeah, man, nah. I remember, you know, I ain't gonna say too much. But after that, the next 2-3 years after that situation happened, that's kind of like when we started being extra'd out on, you know, them boys down there. You know what I'm saying? So it was just kind of like, we gotta get him up out of here. Type shit.
Okay. Did you ever run into dude after that? He didn't want no get back?
Yeah, no, I did. I ran into him one time. Probably a year or two later at a little party. There used to be this place down there called the Kid House in South Carolina, and it was like a club for people that you ain't have to be a certain age to be at, you know, basically. You know, but it was a turn up spot, and it was notorious for having Bloods there, you know what I'm saying? But everybody would be there. It'd be Crips, GDs, Bloods, everything. Uh, but I remember seeing him there that night, but I was with my little homies from the hood, so things had changed a little bit. So, he instantly just walked up and kind of like extended the olive branch, and I didn't like turn him down, but I kind of kept it like how I was supposed to. Like, bro, you from over there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, go over there with your people. You know what I'm saying? They already know what could happen type shit. But it's over there, bro. It's a little bit different because like the hoods ain't quite as big as in LA. So it's like they know better, bro. So it's like out there, like or out here, be brave and they be extra out and looking for any situation they can take. Down there, it's kind of like once you make your point, you get your point across a few times. It's just what it is. So we never even heard from the five dudes Hoovers after that. Like for as far as we concerned, they extinct type shit. So yeah.
Now, when I think of South Carolina,
South
right?
Carolina, yep.
I think of like houses that aren't really close together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a
So
lot
I
of people
don't
think that.
know.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like what is the environment like, man? And like how close are your ops?
Yeah. So in South Carolina, everybody say that same shit too, bro. That's crazy. Like, is it like a quarter mile between the cribs type shit? Is it country, just nothing but woods? Yes and no. So it is a country, bro. It's the South. Obviously, it's woods everywhere, trees everywhere. That's a difference. Like in our hood, it's pine trees everywhere and it's woods. It's forests that surround our hoods. So that's a difference. Out here is, it's just highways and city and, it ain't really like that. But that's what's crazy. So our neighborhood, it's like I've even had homies that come from California down there, bro, and they say the same shit. It really kind of looks the same, bro, to be real. It's like it's real similar, you know what I'm saying? At least my neighborhood, like if you go more to like the outskirts where the country is and shit, yeah, like you in the boondocks, so you gonna see like, a house every quarter mile type shit, nothing but woods, but that's like in the outskirts. So, where the hoods are, nah, like you got projects that's just like projects anywhere else, and where my neighborhood is, like if you go watch Respect the Glove, we're all up and down where I'm from originally. So it's like, yeah, like right there. For sure, for sure. It's pretty much the same. House is hella close. The only difference is on the outside, it's just hella woods and shit.
Oh, okay. So you live in an area where it's close.
Populated, yeah, populated. It's
Okay.
small town, but it's populated. It's a hella populated small town. Like this came up because they've been industrializing the hell out of that, that side of town. So it's not even the same as when I was growing up originally. It's so much shit over there now. But yeah, nah. As far as the ops go, they pretty far. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our ops are far. We got some that's like 5 minutes down the road, bro, to be real, like 5-10 minute drive. But then everybody else, they like 20-30 minutes away. So that's a real significant difference between the homies there and over here, because right here, everybody's right there. Bam, bam, bam. Like right beside each other. And then over there, it's kind of like you got to go looking, bro. Like you gotta go take a trip, you know what I mean, to slide over there to the ops and shit like that.
What do you want to do is like, add to the legacy of your neighborhood? Like what would you like to be known for?
Shit, bro. Honestly, I just kind of like where my image is now. I feel like everybody kind of sees me for, the dude that grew up with nothing, and also recognizes other people that's got something going for themselves that also came up with nothing, bro. And like those are the people I bring together to the table. So, people like, that's doing things for the 40s right now, bro. Like especially for the younger homies, like doing shit for them, like me, Baby Runner, bro. And you know what I'm saying, a handful of homies that's like kind of really bringing shit to the table right now, especially like, my boy DJ Flip and the Cartel. They like we're at that point where we're really like pulling the strings to make shit happen, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like what I want to happen is to keep doing what the fuck I'm doing, bro, and get recognized for that and be able to tell my story on a real level. So, I'm glad I got to come with you, because yeah, a lot of people get, shit construed all the time. I see like little documentaries and shit and gang politics or whatever, talking about this and that, and they'll mention me, and they be having shit all up because they don't really know nothing about me, but they don't ask questions, so they just be talking.
Do you get treated different because you're from out of town, or do you ever get treated
Like if I'm
different?
in LA being from out there?
Yeah.
Nah. I mean, I could probably recall a few scenarios where like when I was younger and shit, the first few times I came out, you got the older homies that already knew what it was, and then you got younger homies that didn't quite understand or know what was going on yet. So yeah, we like you had a couple head bumping situations, but never nothing really to speak of, because I was like, I don't know, I was really like that, bro, and had that energy. So anybody that ever kind of like showed any type of misunderstanding or resistance on like who I was or what I was doing, what I had going on in my position to the hood, I just be on that shit, bro. To be honest, like I don't play no games. So.
Did you ever get treated different because you're Italian? Because you're a white dude?
Not by the hood, no. I've been treated like shit from the police, Like, you know what I mean? Like, just because of how I look and my ethnicity, you know what I'm saying? I've had certain situations like that go a little bit weird. Um, you know, especially in the South more than anything because they're, you know, racist ass cops down there. Out here too though. She got bunk ass cops out here. Just the other night we was out there in the hood and, you know, they hit me up and da 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 and, you know, no, yeah, you see you around here, da da da. You still making music, just harassing the hell out of me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, it ain't no mystery. Like they all know who I am. I've had a couple moments when I was younger that yeah, we bumped heads, but nah, for the most part, it's done been too long, bro. You know what I mean? I've been from the hood for 16 years. So, you know, now it's to the point where if they don't know me, that's probably weird on them type shit. You know what I mean? So
16 years, that's a long time, man.
yeah, bro.
So what was it like for you to get put on?
Put on shit.
What's it like there over there?
I mean, essentially, your boy kind of did two different ones because you know when we was younger, before the 40 shit happened, bro, we was just little neighborhood Crips. Like we was literally just neighborhood Crips by definition. And yeah, we was pushing NHC too, but we was just neighborhood Crips, like just by definition. And because we had too much shit on the outside going on that we wasn't with, so we kind of had our own program going on. But yeah, nah. By the time I was 14, 15, and you know the whole 40 stamp came in, it was different. You know, we had already been throwing down and doing put-ons in the South, like doing shit our own way. But then, you know, met my big bro from the West that really like got me in tune, you know, back when I was 14, 15. And I did a whole separate put-on with him and his homies, and I don't with none of them no more. I ended up putting my big homie off. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. That's really why I'm big Bluenose now, bro, because, you know what I mean? I went from being just another tiny loc off the street, bro, to, you know, you gonna respect me type shit.
Okay, so you twice.
Yeah, nah,
You did it twice.
essentially,
Okay.
yeah. Two
Okay.
different things for the same cause, you know what I mean?
Now, I don't know if this is something you can speak on, but, what happened when you had to jump your homeboy out?
If I had to?
Well, you said you had to put your big homie off.
Well, I mean, with that situation, ideally, it's gonna be like any put off, bro. Yeah, you know how that go. But this situation was a little bit different, you know what I'm saying? Just because bro was out of town. He wasn't in LA. He's from out here in California, but he wasn't, you know what I'm saying, like inbounds where I had homies at reach type shit to where it would have been a different way. He was kind of lucky on that, you know what I'm saying? So, it was more like a me just getting on his ass type shit, but throwing hands on cuz. But so it was just me and bro. It wasn't really like how it should have been, so he got off lucky. I ain't gonna say too much on that situation, bro. But yeah, nah, bro ain't no good in my eyes. So any day I see him, it's just gonna keep happening. That's just kind of how that goes, bro. So it's just like more like that. Stay the away, bro. You ain't good around here no more. You know what I'm saying? And if I see him, bro. It's gonna be bad.
Okay, now Hood Day is tomorrow for you guys.
Yeah.
Now, are you out here just for Hood Day? Like, do you guys have Hood Day out there too?
Yeah. Any chapter that's like, really official like that, they going up. But nah, me, I be out here every year for Hood Day. Make sure I'm in the soil and shit. Make sure I bring the homies. I get homies from all over. I really help, you know what I'm saying, get that shit together. So any of the homies all over the place, Georgia, you know what I'm saying, South Carolina, North Carolina, New York, Tennessee, anywhere. Yeah, for sure. I get everybody together. But
what makes you want to come out here for the Hood Day and not hang out back there?
I do. I mean, we still have our, every now and again, sporadically, I'll pull up in South Carolina, do something, function over there instead. They still do that shit regardless, but, I'll pull up and function with them. I feel like with me, I'm just back and forth so much. Like, I stay in Utah, too, so much, so I be out west majority. I'm so close. So it's like, I be out here 2-3 times a month. You know what I mean? I'm always driving back and forth. So, nah, bro, it's just like my preference. I like turning up with the homies and, you know what I'm saying? That's a good time, especially from the hood. So it's like, shit, show face, show presence, you know what I'm saying? I'm big on that, bro, because I'll never be that guy that's like, you know what I'm saying? Just like really not on the scene, letting everybody think and say what they want, bro, because, yeah, I don't go for that, but for sure.
Okay. What was it like the first time you attended the Hood Day out here?
Shit, it was cool. I think it was, that year ended up being, trying to think what year it was. That ended up being one of the biggest ones. We're trying to do it even more this year and shit, because we got all this light on us and shit, like on the hood right now. So everybody that's popping from 40s is gonna be there. So that's gonna bring out all this attention and shit, which it's cool. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily the most wanted attention, but yeah.
4 Extra just got out.
Yeah.
You mentioned that's your homie.
Yeah.
So how'd you and 4 Extra link up?
Shit, it was just both being from the D, from the same side of the hood. Yeah, bro. Like the people who still to this day are my bigs, you know what I'm saying? Like my most respected big homies is cuz big homies too. So it's just yeah, it was just natural that we came together. Bro, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't never obviously most heavy on the music side, but now that he is, he's around my team all the time. So, you know, him and Baby Runner been close forever, you know what I'm saying? And you know, Runner's on the same team as me. So we all linked up over the years because of that. I didn't meet for extras though until more recent, just because all the time he did. So like I ain't known him for the longest time, but
Well, he just got out of jail. Really,
mm-hmm.
what, like a year and a half ago or something?
Yeah, yeah,
So he was. I think he
yeah,
had got a life sentence, and they had got him out of it, or he had a long sentence or something. I forget the
yeah,
details of
yep,
it, but
yeah, yeah,
you know, we talked about it when I interviewed him. You
yeah.
know that he had. You know, it wasn't looking good for him, and then I don't know.
I
You
don't know.
know,
Yeah, yeah,
the courts. Something happened with the courts. So
yeah,
okay.
yeah. No, that's my boy though, man. Shout out to Cuz, man, cause we about to make some things happen together too, bro. You know, that's a staple to the hood, and all of us staples need to goddamn put some shit together. So, nah, that's what we doing right now.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Well, so what all do you have planned?
Shit, honestly, right now it's just consistency, bro. My biggest downfall was always like getting buzzing and getting my name out there, getting popping and doing something cool, and then just sitting down. You know what I'm saying? Like thinking, oh, I don't want to do that shit, too much attention, and you know, just kind of want to be that guy that can still do what he do on a day to day type shit. But now it's like got to the point where you know I'm only getting older, bro, and this is my career choice apparently. You feel me? So it's like go all, you know, go hard or go home. So consistency.
Any labels reached out to you?
I mean, shit. I'm major wise, like we ain't you know, nothing much to speak of yet. But nah, like I mean I'm with DJ Flip and shit, you know what I'm saying? We ain't really announced that yet, but that's what's going on right now. I've been with the 808 cartel. Them and 16th letter, you know, they done clicked up and a few other people done clicked up together. It's like a big ass, you know what I'm saying, team right now. So that's what I'm with right now. So
Okay.
you know they behind pretty much everything I'm doing
16th
right
letter
now.
boys.
16th letter, but I just started talking to them, you know what I'm saying? But they clicked up with my people, 808 cartel. So, you know what I'm saying? Like 808, that's the label I'm on right now. And they basically they don't 16th is helping him, you know what I'm saying? Just run a team type shit, manage some of the boys.
You kind of spoke on your plans a little bit already. You
Yeah.
know, is there anything specific or you know what I'm saying that you want to expand on?
Expand on. Honestly, yeah, probably just get more out there with features because I've always been kind of more, you know, boxed in. So right now, you know, people that's been on my ass for, you know what I'm saying, for the better, you know what I'm saying, especially Flip. Like you need to do this, you need to do that. Like, yeah, give me the right guidance and shit about, you know, being strategic with this shit. So features, I feel like that's a big thing, making a smart move with who I work with and shit like that.
Okay. That's what's up, man. Well, I appreciate you
Yeah, for
taking the
sure.
time, man. You
Likewise.
know, I like your music.
I
You
appreciate
know,
it.
you
Yeah.
got some dope shit, man. So, you know, hopefully it works out for you, man. I know you know, you guys are working on a lot, man. You guys got the spotlight on you guys right now. So,
Yeah. Nah, for
you
sure, for
know,
sure.
that's
Yeah,
what
we're
it
gonna take
is.
advantage of it, boy. We're going crazy right now. All of us. So, yep.
All right. That's what's up.
All right, bro.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.